Week 5 weighing results. Let's have a chat. Okay, so going into week 5, God guys, it's just been one of those weeks, and we all have them where like life just goes out of control. There is things that we can't control, and also food comes into play with that. And I feel like though I've tried my best considering everything which has been going on. I feel like where possible I've tried to pick the right sorts of food. Where I kind of fall flat on my face is when I'm not prepared. I struggle at lunch times. So breakfast is kind of like easy because I can have porridge, I can have Weetabix, I can use my healthy extra B, and I can have some fruit with it, and I can still stop on plan. But then when it gets to lunchtime, because I'm really busy, and this week Harper's not been very well, she's still not very well, I'm just hoping it's not going to turn into another one of her chest infections. It's just been like sorting the kids out, focusing on that, making sure they're getting something to eat, and then it's like me after. So then it's like make a quick sandwich, or sometimes it's like eat whatever toast the kids have got left over. So I feel like the intention is there, but life has just been getting in the way and has just been making it a little bit difficult to be 100% on plan. And that's something I'm going to have to look into a little bit more and be like, okay, how can I make this easier for myself? So when things come up, because they're always going to come up, especially when you've got small children, there is always something. And I can't keep using that as an excuse of like, something's come up, I can't be on plan, because I would forever not be on plan. I need to try and find a way of making it fit in better with my lifestyle. I think that's what I've taken out this week, is I need to learn how to fit this plan into my lifestyle, because I'm not somebody who likes to prep food. It's just, I never fancy it. I have it one day, comes the next day, and I just don't fancy it. What I do like to do is when like I've had my tea, keep leftover for the following day, and then I've got my dinner. So if I'm doing like a pasta bolognese, that's a really good one, because I'll have it, and then the following day it's like, it's still like a really warm and delicious dinner. It's not like a salad, or it's not like chicken and rice you've had in the fridge for 4 days. It still feels like really nice. You warm it up and it's still got a lot of flavour to it. So yeah, maybe I need to think of doing something like that so I can have it left over. So for example, we're having a roast dinner today. Maybe I think of keeping some of the chicken left over, and then thinking of a way that I can use that chicken tomorrow. I don't fancy chicken and potatoes microwave the next day. I don't think that's really, it's not ready for me, but I'll kind of look into a way of, can I make that into something else? And obviously chicken being really high protein, it's a good thing to have the next day. I just need to think of how I'm going to have it the next day. So being more prepared, I've got loads of things to help keep me prepared. I've got my planner, I've got a thing that I fill in weekly, I need to fill that in, I've got a daily one. I try and make things as straightforward, but if I don't use them, it's not going to be helpful. Another thing that I've took out this week is like, I've said this before, I'll wait till I get to like Friday, and then I'm like, I've not meal planned for the next week. But then I'm going shopping in the morning, and then it's too late. It's like 9 o'clock. I've not got time to do it now. So the last few weeks I've been going in like blind shopping. I've not been doing it online. I've been going in store because it's been too late by the time I think of doing an order to actually do it to be delivered or pick up. So I've just been going in there with the kids Saturday morning. Everything's crazy, and just picking up meals that I think I can kind of jumble together, and it's not the best thing. So I've got to think to myself of a day like a Wednesday, and think, right, on a Wednesday, let's take an hour on a Wednesday to figure out what we're going to have for the following week. I've got loads of lovely Slimming World books. I've got Pinch of None books that I can look through. I've got the things there. It's just making that time to plan. And meal planning is going to be different for so many different people. Some people it is going to be literally making your food up and having it for the week, and some people it is just going to be knowing what you've got for the full week, and then thinking the day before, what am I eating the following day? And for me, that's more of a meal plan that I can get on board with. So let's talk about weigh-in finally. So went to weigh-in this week, and do you know what, I actually really didn't want to go this week. I did feel like I I don't want to look what's on the scales because I know it's probably not going to be there. I was hoping for a maintain. I was like, let's get a maintain, because I felt like I hadn't had a takeaway. I felt like I hadn't been like snacking on loads and loads of chocolate bars, or having like loads of cheap meals or anything like that. I hadn't been out at all last week. I was at home all last week, so I hadn't been out and got like Greggs or McDonald's or anything. But the scales had something else in mind, so I actually forgot my books, had to get to write it down and then filled it in. That's how busy my Saturday was. So I went on the scales and it was a plus half the pound. Not too bad. I spoke to, because Dan, I come out and Dan was like, so they wait in the car with me while I nip in, and Dan was like, so, I was like, again? And he was like, again? I was like, yeah, again. So he gave me a little incentive when we came out of weighing this week, and he said if I lose consecutive the next 3 weeks, he would pay for me to have my nails done. And I've not had my nails done before I've had the kids. Like, I used to like having acrylics, and I've not had them done for years. So he said he will pay for me to go and have my nails done if I have 3 weeks in a row of a loss, and I want at least £1 a week for the next 3 weeks, because I think it's like only 9 weigh-ins now for me until the big Christmas day, and I want to get at least a stone off in total. So yeah, I've got just over £10, £10.5 to lose before Christmas, which is absolutely doable if I just book my ideas up and just get the goal in mind. I've been to the garden centre this morning, and Dan and the kids all had a cake and a drink, and I had a skinny latte, and I took one of my Hi-Fi bars, and I hadn't even had breakfast this morning as well, so that was a real temptation for me. But I didn't have any cake, and Dan was like, are you gonna have a cake? And a part of me was like, oh, well, you know, it's Sunday, let's just have, and I thought, no, because this is what I do. I get to the weekend and I throw it all out the window, and I'm like, okay, weekends don't count, but then I try and really like get it back throughout the week, but it kind of doesn't work like that, does it? I kind of need to be on it all the time if I want to be seeing good losses. So this week's weigh-in, we've had a plus £0.5, but we know why, and I'm going to sit down. It's Sunday today. I'm going to sit down today and I'm going to see what meals we're going to have next week, try and get a little bit more planned, think of some lunches, because like I said, that's where I come unstuck. I kind of know what I'm going to have for tea most nights. I'm quite good at keeping on top of that. Breakfast, I love breakfast because I always think there's so many different options for breakfast. It's lunchtimes, and then once I start on lunchtime, so I think I go back to my old routine when it comes to lunch, and I'll have like a sandwich which has got like butter, white bread, ham, whatever. Then I'll have a packet of crisps with it, then I'll have a cup of tea, and I'll have a little bit of cake with it, and it kind of just spirals. And for me that feels very normal, and for me that feels like it's not being overindulgent, when in reality it is. But because I'm so used to that, it's just become a norm to me. So kind of, yeah, I've had to do a little bit of a reflection week this week. But that's weigh-in. I have filmed last week's what I eat in a day, and I've got some really good recipes on there, so I'm going to get that up within the next couple of days, so you'll see that. Next week I'm going to try and film as much as possible what I'm eating in a day, because it really helps keep me accountable, and obviously I just love interacting with you guys as well. But that's everything from today's video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It's completely free to do, and it helps my channel out. And if you want any more Slimming World content, I'll pop some videos here. Go and check them out. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.